Organisations are at the centre of what we do as well, because you can't just do it in isolation. You actually have to have a team. It has to come from the person at the top right through so that it actually filters in. In our organisation, we actually have our CEO involved. We have our managers involved, and all of us work step by step to work down that process to actually educate everyone.
In our organisation, what we've done is we've looked at our policies and procedures to make sure that that reflects person-centred active support. We've put person-centred active support on agendas of all of the meetings that we have here.
And the crucial thing for everyone is actually training. You have to train your staff. They have to be able to know what the goals are, what person-centred planning is, what active support are, what are the essential elements in that, so that we can actually implement it. It's not something that you just go, here it is, this is what we're going to go do, good luck with it, because it actually doesn't work that way. Training and knowledge is crucial, and it's about everyone being on board from here to here, so that the person that we support has the very best outcomes for that improved quality of life.
Good morning, Vanessa. We're going to make a cup of tea today.
Yay!
Yes, we've got Lipton or Narada. Which one would you like? Narada today, okay.
Supervision is very important in implementing person-centred active support, because a person can't do it in isolation. They actually need to have the support of someone that can observe your work and then give you feedback on that. What was really nice is when you came in and the scene was set, that was really good. A couple of things to actually improve that is when you gave Vanessa the choice of this sort of tea or that sort of tea, it was in a teacup.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you had a look in the teacup, Vanessa couldn't see it. Right?
Yeah.
So if you actually went to a bowl, so that we have a couple of tea bags that are in there, so that we can actually start working on the pincer grip to actually get that tea bag out. So you might have one in there and one in there. These bowls are pretty good for that.
Yeah.
Or if you're not going to do tea, then it's about saying, do we have a choice of coffee or do we have a choice of whatever? And then you might actually show the cans. Yeah. But I think she didn't quite make that choice. She favoured whatever hand that you were giving her. In observational support and supervision, we actually use the hands-on training checklist. And what we would do, we would support a person doing an activity with a person that we support, and we would actually give feedback on that. You had great communication with Vanessa. You've got a great rapport with her. And you could actually predict. You've worked long enough with her to predict that you know, she might have thrown that or whatever. So that was really good. So you increased success by actually anticipating that. What do you think you could do to improve the communication, the choice making? So we talked about having two different options that she could see as well.
Perhaps I could use the switches.
Absolutely.
Because she could press yes, no?
Yes. So you can give her the two options there, or you can incorporate a switch. You know, do you want to do that? So we can either do yes, no, so she can make a choice that way, or if you record this...
nearer the tea.
That's right. If you record this, then you can record whatever messages you want to put on that as well. So I think to increase that communication with her, use your switches. Do we ever get to a point where you say, great job, we don't have to do that again? I don't think so, because I think we can always learn. We're in a cycle of continuous learning.
Can you tell me how the person-centred active support's been going? Has anyone got some examples of things they've been doing?
When the guys are dressing, go to the wardrobe, pull out a variety of clothes, different t-shirts, shirts and stuff like that. And like with John, present them to them, open it up, say, all right, John, what would you like to wear today? and he gives you an indication of what he wants to wear by looking at it the longest, and he's able to feel the t-shirt or the shirt and trousers.
So he's quite clearly involved and he's signalling he enjoys that process?
Yeah.
Team meetings shouldn't just be about housekeeping, how we do this, what's happened in the day. It actually also needs to focus on the people that we support, saying, what did Susan do today? What did you achieve with her?
It's a really good opportunity for staff to come together, share stories that have happened, what's worked, what perhaps hasn't, what they can do to increase the level of engagement that the people that they're supporting.
How's Natalie going?
All the washing and the drying, we have to fold it.
Yep.
And she loves it because it's warm, come from the dryer, like she have to fill it, and she'll go every rooms to put all the clothes in the wardrobe.
Yeah. They're important ones.
She
And
loves
those
it.
sensory things of the warm clothes from the dryer is important.
Everyone brings something different to the table. So when someone raises an idea, you can go, oh, I didn't know that about working with Susan. That's a great idea. I'll actually try that next time. So the more that you share, the more that you build that team, and the more the person that we support actually gets out of it.
And Elias was making his toast, which was good with some assistance.
That's right, yeah.
It's going well.
And he toasts his own toast by using the toaster as well, which his very own toaster, and he pops the toast down.
Yeah. And
Which is good.
I would actually hope that soon we'll be able to extend that and get Elias to get some of the equipment from the kitchen to set up the table. I think that's probably some of the next steps.
One of the things that's really important for staff is that they're able to reflect on their own practice and look at ways in which they could improve or try things in a different way.
It's really important to be able to reflect with your manager or your team leader, to bounce ideas off each other and discuss different ways of doing things, and then trialling it with the person that you support.
Because there's not much room in the kitchen, I suppose an idea would be just to bring
Prepare everything.
have everything prepared on this table so that everyone can sit around.
Yeah.
Coaching and modelling are a really essential part of person-centred active support, because that's how you actually work with your team to achieve. You have to be with them, working beside them, saying, how about we try this? Have a look at this, try a different way. They're the skills that you can build in your team so that they become actually better leaders, that they learn skills to work more positively with the people that we actually support.
You can help me with the milk? Hold the milk. Thank you, Ness. Beautiful. All right. Remember, we're going to jiggle, right? You ready to jiggle when I pour it in?
Dave? Hello, Vanessa, how are you? It's Susan. What I think we should do, because feel how heavy that is.
Yes.
So see how heavy that is. Let's look at something else.
Let's try something else.
Why don't we try? Ness, here's the
What
jar.
a good idea.
Because you can hold. So see how she can actually
Yeah.
hold it. And one thing I would do is I'd actually wheel her close.
Close.
Good job, Ness.
Good feedback,
Pop her
Nessa,
brakes
isn't
on.
it?
So that if you actually do that, you can actually
Come closer,
hand
Ness.
over,
Come closer a little.
hand over hand. That's it. So pour it in together,
You ready?
and then that way it's actually lighter.
Yeah, you gonna hold that? Let me pour that in. Good job, Ness. Good job.
To make person-centred active support work every day, it's about communication, it's about having a plan, and it's about how we're actually going to structure the day so that the people we support get the most out of the day. It's not about having someone sitting and waiting, it's about including them in all of those processes. So instead of me going and just going, I can do the cooking, it's about how can I actually include Susan in the cooking? How can we make it that it's not just one person working with me, but it's actually two people working with me. One can be having a conversation while I work with someone. So it takes planning to actually make that happen.
Staff need to talk about and have that conversation about what needs to happen for each of the people that they support. Often they'll have 3 or 4 people that they're supporting, so they need to look at the individual needs of that person, what their choices are, and how to maximise that for them.
So at the beginning of each day, the coordinators have a team meeting to discuss with the whole team what's going to happen throughout the day, who's going to be responsible for what activity, how it's going to work, and that then gives control back to the team to say, hey, yeah, I can do this, but it's with a planned strategy, I suppose. Whilst everyone brings their own ideas and values, we want to encourage and support that people have a quality of life, that they are entitled to exactly the same things as we are. That's being out in the community, being able to interact with their peers, being able to interact with their non-disabled peers as well. And it's our challenge to actually support the person so that can actually happen.